that's Usher. Stone Cold Freak. His album is out today. He's going to be performing at the Super Bowl this Sunday. And for the People's Choice Mix, we're going to do an Usher mix. All right, whatever your favorite Usher mix song is, we're going to get on this morning. All right, it's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the God, and let's get in some front page news. Now, yesterday, Kobe Bryant, they released his statue in front of the Lakers arena, and his wife was talking about it, and she said that Kobe actually picked the statue picture.
I don't want to reveal too much about the statue before you see it, so I'll leave you with one of my husband's amazing quotes. Leave the game better than you found it, and when it comes time for you to leave a legend. And that he did. And for the record, Kobe picked the pose you're about to see. So if anyone has any issues with it, tough.
So congratulations. I mean,
absolutely.
It's not too many people that have statues, right? I know Michael Jordan has one. I think Shaquille O'Neal has one. Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant. I think Wilt. I think that's it. Not too many people have statues, so salute and always rest in peace. What up, Tez?
What's going on, DJ Envy? And let me say this. You guys have heard me say the queen of the Breakfast Club, Jess Hilarious.
Yes.
It was confirmed yesterday. Exactly
right.
why I call this woman the queen of the Breakfast Club. Y'all give a round of applause for Jess Hilarious.
Thank you, Tez.
She is the queen.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, she is. She had y'all up here apologizing to daddy and all type of stuff. I loved it.
We'll get into that in the rumors, but let's talk about Biden.
Yes, the special counsel decided not to charge the president in a case yesterday, primarily because they found nothing wrong that they did not prove that he had willful intent for Biden to illegally hold on to classified information. Now, the special counsel wrote that one reason Biden wasn't going to be prosecuted for these classified documents was because he would present as an elderly man with poor memory to the jury. So let's take a listen to what he said about his memory.
President Biden, something the special counsel said in his report is that one of the reasons you were not charged is because, in his description, you are a well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory.
I'm well-meaning, and I'm an elderly man, and I know what the hell I'm doing. I've been president. I put this country back on its feet. I don't need his recommendation. It's totally
How bad is your memory, and can you continue as president?
My memory is so bad, I let you speak.
Huh?
Yeah,
What?
Yeah. Big Joe was upset yesterday. He getting tired of y'all bringing up his memory. Now, while making reference to the ongoing conflict in the Middle East, he appeared to confuse. Well, he did confuse, not appeared. He confused Mexico with Egypt. He said that the president of Mexico did not want to open up the gate to allow humanitarian material to get in. Take a listen to what he said on how he made that mix up.
As you know, initially, the president of Mexico, Sisi, did not want to open up the gate to allow humanitarian material to get in. I talked to him. I convinced him to open the gate. My memory is fine. My memory, take a look at what I've done since I become president. None of you thought I could pass any of the things I got passed. How'd that happen? You know, I guess I just forgot what was going on.
Last thing,
Jesus.
he definitely was upset. He got tired. He was definitely like, let's put this memory issue to bed. And again, he made a mistake even while he was talking, which happens, and it's just all a matter of how you want to look at that. But this part I found interesting. He was very upset that the special counsel basically said he forgot when his son died. So take a listen to that.
I know there's some attention paid to some language in the report about my recollection of events. There's even reference that I don't remember when my son died. How in the hell dare he raise that? Frankly, when I was asked the question, I thought to myself, wasn't any of their damn business. Let me tell you something. Some of you have commented. I wear, since the day he died, every single day, the rosary he got from Our Lady of... Every Memorial Day, we hold a service remembering him, attended by friends and family and the people who loved him. I don't need anyone to remind me when he passed away or passed away.
So in conclusion, guys, just to make sure it's very clear what this was about classified documents, the classified documents that they found at President Biden's house. Obviously, we know they did the same thing with former President Trump. So this conversation, this was all about, why isn't he getting charged the same way President Biden is being charged? And I just want to point out a couple of differences between the two. President Biden, they found a small number of documents, less than 12. At his Penn Biden Center. It was discovered by Biden attorneys, and he turned it over to the National Archives immediately and participated. Now, President Trump, former President Trump, 300 plus documents were found, including 25 that was marked top secret. And the documents were demanded by the National Archives. They had to seize the documents by the FBI. And that's what prompted the obstruction of justice investigation, because he refused to turn it over. So those are the difference between the two for folks that are saying, why isn't he getting in the same type of trouble that former President Biden is?
Yeah, I mean, he made a mistake, right? He referenced Mexico when he was supposed to say Egypt or whatever it was. We all make mistakes. But, with the president, you look at it a little differently, right? You look like he should be prepared when he does these speeches. This is his job. This is what he should know. This is his business. It's kind of like Jess with comedy, right? If Jess goes out on stage, she might forget a line, but she does it so much that it should come so natural. You know what I mean? And the same thing with the president. What I don't like, though, I tell you, Tez, I feel like they don't respect the president, regardless if you like him or love him or hate him or whatever it may be. I feel like there's no respect. Like even when he was answering the first question, the reporter just cut him off and just asked another question.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's no respect. You wouldn't do that to your teacher. You know what I mean? You have more respect for your teacher than the president, which is crazy to me.
Yeah, and I would say this, it's a lot of information, and again, not making excuses, just calling it what it is. When he did make the mistake, about the switching up the names, it was him answering a question. It wasn't necessarily in the speech or prepared. And you got a lot of information coming at you, and sometimes you make a mistake.
Right.
Earlier this week, was it this week or last week, I said Georgia instead of Jordan. Just my mouth just said Georgia. It was a mistake, and people off with her head. She should know better. She should, and not taking into account. It's 2 a.m. in the morning when I'm actually in news. In LA, right. So sometimes you have a slip of the tongue.
That's right.
And so they do it to us. Oh, Jess, you forgot to say this. Oh, Envy, you forgot to say
can't
this.
Read. I'll be like, I ain't gonna read no more.
Right. Exactly. So at the end of the day, and what's funny about it, Envy, is the people in the comments. I want to see them go live on Instagram and not make a mistake. So when you're processing, they can't do it.
Right.
It's very easy to say what somebody would do. And then when you're doing this, and like we're doing in front of 10 million people, live radio on this microphone, sometimes you have a slip of the tongue.
That's right.
And we all try to be best. And again, I'm not discounting all of the issues that people have with him and his age and all of that. Those are, real issues and real concerns. But I think when we start nitpicking a word or two or miss, we just being extra at that point,
and
in my opinion.
So
yeah. All right. Well, that is front page news. What are we talking about next hour?
Yeah, we got some good stuff we're talking about next hour. Florida parents having to get permission for people to participate in Black History Month. So we're going to talk about that. And then there was, again, an election yesterday that nobody knows about. And so I'm going to give you that information. Trump did win in Nevada. So we'll talk about that.
All right. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Welcome back, Tiz.
Good morning, DJ Envy. Good morning to the queen of The Breakfast Club, Jess Hilarious.
Good morning, Tiz.
Now, for everybody out there listening, the Super Bowl is this Sunday at 6:30 p.m. 6:30 p.m. is the time, all right? They say they're selling chicken wings like crazy. So 6:30 p.m. Yes. They said people are selling, it's pounds and pounds of chicken wings they're selling right now. So
wow.
They're saying people are doing a lot of Super Bowl parties.
Nice.
All right. Now,
I wonder if he's going to have the strippers. I know y'all talked about that. I'm interested to see what that show is like.
Oh.
I'm sure they won't be strippers. They'll be dancers.
Skaters, probably.
Yeah, but wearing a little bit to no clothes, but they won't be strippers.
Okay. I know y'all made a big deal about it, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. Now let's jump right into it. You want to talk about these Florida schools making kids sign permission slips or parents sign permission slips?
Yeah, let's talk about that. So in Florida, parents have to sign permission slips to get their kids to participate in Black History Month. Take a listen.
The permission form is asking parents if they want their kids to participate in class and school-wide presentations showcasing the achievements and recognizing the rich and diverse traditions, histories, and innumerable contributions of the Black communities.
This is a policy that's an extension of a new state board rule.
School board member Steve Gallen says it all has to do with getting parental consent when individuals come on campus, a policy that was just enacted last year in November, an extension of the Parental Bill of Rights.
We have to follow the law. We have to implement the rules that are adopted by the State Board of Education, but we cannot throw the baby out with the bathwater, and we have to square some obligations we have to academic freedom.
But Gallen is concerned about the unintended consequences this may have on children whose parents choose not to have them attend.
Yes, so this is, something that you even heard Governor Ron DeSantis talk about when he was running for president of the United States, how this is something that he thinks should happen, all over the country. I want to explain to you what the Florida Bill of Rights is, because that's what this is about. That is a bill that establishes provides the state and its political subdivisions and any other government entity or institution may not infringe upon the fundamental rights of a parent to direct the upbringing, education, healthcare, and mental health of a minor child. So this is just about, making sure that parents are involved and being able to say if they can participate in Black history or not is something that they think should be asked permission. Now, obviously, those who disagree said that Black history is American history, and it should actually be something that is required and not a permission. So this goes into the conversation in Florida about the woke ideology and, saying that it shouldn't be something special. Basically Black history, you need to ask for permission to be involved because they think that, the things that are pushed during Black History Month disagrees with a lot of people's ideology, basically.
I think it's BS.
I actually don't feel that it's all that bad. I mean, I think the permission, giving my child permission, I mean, me being a parent, I think that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Because then you have things like, we just had a story where there's this guy, this 18-year-old kid or something like that, they had to play a slave or something, or you got the stuff going on, even elementary schools and middle schools and stuff like that. I think if it's stuff like that going on, I would want to be able to say, nah, y'all don't have permission to put that. No, you know what I mean? To do stuff like that.
I agree with you when it comes to my children acting in a play or something like that. But when it comes to academic freedom, right, it's generally protected because you should be able to teach the kids what's history, right? They don't make you fill out a permission slip when they teach about George Washington. They don't make you fill out a permission slip when they teach you about the Pinta, the Cena, the Pinta, the Cena, and the Santa Maria, Christopher Columbus. So why do I gotta do a permission slip when they gotta learn about Malcolm X or Martin Luther King or Rosa Parks or any of those people? So I think it's bull crap. Like when it comes to, like Jess said, if it's acting out and plays and you want my child to be a slave, you need a permission slip for that. But if it's just natural teaching history, because Black history is American history as well. We're part of American history. They should be able to teach that without getting permission slip. Because what's going to happen is white parents are going to be like, no, I don't want my kid to know that.
That's right. That's exactly
on Tuesday.
Yeah. That's exactly, and not all Black people know Black history, so it's an opportunity, it's easy to say, teach your kids at home that, but everybody doesn't know it to even teach their kids at home. That's just the reality of it. So if they don't hear it at all, during this 1 month, where do they get that information? And again, to your point, DJ Envy, other kids, if white parents aren't taking out the time, hey, I want you to know who Malcolm X is. That's important to know because that is a part of the fabric of this country. So
no, absolutely. I think I was just thinking about it on that one side, but I definitely agree with you, Envy and Tez.
Yeah, that's what when I first heard it, I was like, that makes sense. If my kid is acting in a play or something where you're going to make my kid a slave or something, you got to get permission. But if it's just teaching history, they shouldn't need a permission slip to learn Black history. Like, you should learn Black history like you learn everything else in this country. And the fact that they're doing that is totally not fair, and I think it's BS.
Yeah.
Well, I want to tell you quickly about an election that happened yesterday in Nevada. There was a caucus. Donald Trump won that. He was the only one on the ballot, though, by the way. Or not the only one. There was another candidate on it, but Nikki Haley was not on the ballot, who is, folks will say his biggest opposition. So yesterday he did win by 60%. Now, we reported earlier this week how there was a Nevada election. Now, there's a difference between a caucus and an election. So in the Nevada election, I told you guys that there was a candidate by the name of none of these candidates that was on the ballot. So yesterday during Trump's speech, he did want to thank none of these candidates. Take a listen.
And last night, you know what happened last night, right? None of the above. So I'd like to congratulate none of the above. I was one of those none of ever aboves. I was one of them. No, I watched that last night, and they won by 44 points. None of the above. So I want to congratulate.
And the crazy thing about Trump is Trump stumbles his words a lot as well.
Yeah,
like that's right. Trump makes a lot of F-ups. He says a lot of the wrong things all the time, and they don't go at Trump like they go at Biden, which is sad because Trump F's up a whole lot.
Yeah. But he's so cocky, he's so arrogant.
But I think that's part of it.
You know, yeah.
And people pick and choose. You know, they people say, why don't you talk about Trump more? Why don't you talk about Biden more? Why don't you talk about, it's literally like a team sport to a lot of people, unfortunately. And so people, they hear what they want to hear and can critique what they want to critique. So you're right. But he did win the Nevada caucus. They'll continue, moving forward to the Republican nomination. Yesterday, there was some news. I'm still watching the Supreme Court decision to decide if he will be on the Colorado ballot. So I did not report that this morning because I want to wait for that story to actually develop a little bit more and see what they're going to do. So I'll give you that update on that next week.
All right. And thank you, Tez. And Christopher Columbus's ships was the Pinta, the Nina, and the Santa Maria. My daughter's going to be listening, and my daughter's going to be like, Dad, you stupid. You didn't know we just went over this, and I didn't know that. So I just wanted to, if she's listening, I know it's the Pinta, the Nina, and the Santa Maria.
That's right. We got some critics. We got to keep a lot of people happy.
Yeah. They're going to be like, envy like Biden, can't remember nothing.
Absolutely. They love doing it. They point it out every day. We love them, though. We love them for keep us tight and keep us right.
Now, Tez, how can people follow you?
Oh, yeah. Please follow me on Instagram at Tez Figueroa. And I'm going to say this because every time somebody comes to follow me, they always say, Tez, you don't look like you sound, so, and that's called pitch bias, by the way. We talked about that, Jess Hilarious and I, remember when we did the Black Effect Podcast Network panel, and they talked about pitch bias. So follow me at Tez Figueroa. No need to say you don't look like I sound. I get it. I know. But just follow me because we have a good time on Instagram, Envy. I do. So we have a lot of chats, debates. We really, really discuss these stories, and subscribe to the Straight Shot No Chaser podcast on the Black Effect Podcast Network. Hey.
All right. Have a great weekend. Now, when we come back, T Grizzly will be joining us. He got a new project out today. We're going to kick it with T Grizzly, so don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up. In the morning. The Breakfast Club.